Welcome to Module 4 of our class. Again, this is SCI 219, Environmental Issues. Let's go ahead and I'll share my screen so that we are all on the same page as to what is due for this week. Okay, so you should see the Module 4 again. Remember on the left-hand side here, the table of contents and everything, and then just click on Module 4. So this week we'll be talking about air quality and climate change. Two very important topics. Very critical in terms of we breathe air, so we want to make sure the air quality is sufficient, and also looking at global climate change and what kind of impacts we are expecting from that. So for our readings and resources this week, take a look at chapter 11, looking at the difference between weather and climate. Sometimes those terms are used interchangeably, but as you'll see in chapter 11, they do mean very specific things, one being long-term and one being short-term. So for instance, what's the weather like outside today? Well, here in Tampa, Florida, it's rainy. But what's the climate like is usually an average of 30 years. So that's why those terms are important in terms of distinguishing between the two of them. For your discussion this week here, you're going to choose and assess one of these three questions on climate change listed below. So you're going to pick one of these. So what are some ways climate change is being addressed? What are some current environmental impacts that scientists believe are due to climate change? What's the main arguments for the disagreements or agreements about climate change? So pick one of these. You're going to respond to the question, support your statements with valid and scientific evidence, and make sure you include your sources. Now, in your response to your classmates' posts, make sure you pick a question that is different from the one that you chose and either support or argue against what they post. Now, remember to be respectful, no personal attacks or anything, but make sure also to cite your information with the references. Your activity or your assignment due for this week is assessing your personal contribution. So this activity will help you assess your personal contribution to the problem by analyzing your consumption of a resource, and make sure you complete that assignment. And just a reminder for Module 1 assignment. So with reference to your Module 1 assignment, and as you add details for your Milestone 2, that will be due, I believe it's next week it's due. So just kind of a little reminder there. So for your discussion this week, again, you're going to pick one of these topics and answer the question there and respond to your two classmates by Sunday. And then also your activity, analyzing or assessing your personal contribution, also due by Sunday, and then just kind of reading ahead to prepare for the Milestone 2 assignment due next week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to some great discussions online this week.